Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of New to Weeaboo. This is number 69, nice, of for April 6th, 2022. I am Nemesis, and I am joined by Alcatraz here.
Hello.
Yes, it's a couple things are announced over the last couple weeks. One thing is Made in Abyss Season 2's finally got a air date.
Yep.
This summer.
Summer, July.
Yep, summer season. It's coming for the summer season. Yeah, we'll probably be talking about that shortly after it airs.
Yep.
And then let's see, something that Mr. Vocaloid here got all excited over, I guess.
I wouldn't say excited, it just caught my attention when it popped up.
Hatsune Miku apparently is coming to Dropkick on My Devil's third season.
I've never seen anything or really know anything about it. I just all of a sudden, Hatsune
watched
Miku. What's this?
I watched a couple episodes of the first season. It's definitely a weird one.
Maybe I'll have to watch it now too if Miku's joining. I don't know.
We'll see on that. Another thing is apparently Ruby is actually getting anime, which means no one can really argue about that anymore. It's Ruby in anime. Yes!
It is now. No question.
Yeah, apparently this one is going to be an alternate universe thing which it diverges from the first season where in the original Ruby, Weiss accepts the fact that Ruby is the team leader. In this, she goes, nah. She doubles down on that. So that's the divergence. That's why it's called Ice Queendom. Because her nickname is Ice Queen.
Yep.
But anyway, there's also controversy surrounding that one. That's fun.
That's fun.
Yeah, so the main writer for the anime, Toa Ubukata, allegedly at one point was involved in a domestic violence dispute with his wife and supposedly hit her and all this stuff. But later she dropped the charges and he was released and so on and so forth. But Aaron Zek, Blake Belladonna's English voice actress, expressed some concern over that because not really happy with the idea of working with a potential domestic abuser.
Yeah.
So it's become a bit of a thing.
It's a thing.
So it's a little weird. And yeah, pretty much that. Just I was at first I was like, I'll have to check that out, and then I was like,
Yeah.
No, so the weird. Okay, let's see. No, let's see. Oh, see, her voice more. She said some more stuff on Twitter. Let's see.
Oh boy.
I'm very excited to be voicing the dub of Blake Belladonna. How strange to say I'll be dubbing her. Because yeah, of course I got the original English VAs to do it. Duh.
Yeah.
Because technically it's going backwards this time.
Yep.
I want to take the time to let you know things have been discussed and worked out internally. I can't say much, but I can tell you that I'll be donating my paychecks from the show to charity. I understand this might be the information you're looking for. Okay, so it's
still weird.
It's still a weird situation, but that's where at the things are where they are.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yep, that's that.
So anyway, we're not talking about that stuff as the focus of this episode. We are talking about Anime-Gataris.
We're not talking about those anime. We're going to talk about anime that talks about anime.
So Anime-Gataris. First off, I want to say it's kind of an odd one in general and probably worth checking out just for the novelty of it at the very least.
The novelty is definitely a good way of putting that one. It's different. It knows it's different. It's meta. Overall, non-spoiler, I did enjoy it. I'm not jumping for joy, but it was fun. I don't regret watching it, and I think it's a good watch for anyone else.
Yeah, so it's somewhat based on what they did was there was a thing called Anime-Gataris, which is these little short animations they put as intermissions at cinemas for a couple years, and then they did a full-blown anime based off that. And those are things that are a little different. Like, for example, in the original shorts, the main characters from the animes, her older sister was the main character and was the one who was, what's anime? What's all that about? Yeah, that's the whole thing. Anime-Gataris is basically, the center is mostly on Minoa Asagaya, who once watched an anime that just left this big impression on her when she was a little kid. And it's always been in her head, and she kind of had a dream about it. And she kind of then went and started asking people about anime, and that led to things. She's just trying to figure out what that anime was. She didn't remember what it was called. And that led to things because she talks to Arisu Kamigusa, who is a very rich girl.
Very popular.
Yeah, Ojo-sama type. Turns out she's a huge otaku.
Yep.
loves anime and whatnot. So then because she's like, oh, so she heard talking about anime, she assumed Minoa was also an otaku. So she went off on her in a big old nerd mouth vomit.
Yep.
And then just Minoa's like, I don't know anything you're talking about. Except, oh, wait, that thing. I know that, I guess. I saw that when I was like 8. And things spiral from there. They eventually endeavor to make an anime club.
Or bring back the anime club.
Because they found out there was an anime club.
Yep.
Was
Was.
being a key word here. Eventually, they were able to get several other people to join, including Miko Koenji, Kai Musashi Sakai. Musashi Sakai. There.
Musashi Sakai.
Musashi Sakai. You threw me off with this thing.
Yeah.
I had it right.
It's a tough word.
I'll just call him Kai.
Yeah, I think there's. What was it? Kai? Was it? What was his nickname? Because he had a nickname.
They kept calling him Kai.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, it's this other thing. I don't remember what it was, but it was a very chuny name.
Yep.
Because he's a chuny.
He's serious chuny.
Then they got Erika Aoyama and Nakano Mitsuteru. And those are the members of the club. They were able to get, although they met some opposition from the student council, who were very, very adamant that there must not be an anime club in school.
Yep.
But regardless, so the large chunk of it, weirdly enough, this anime is an anime about anime, specifically being a fan of anime.
Yep.
Fanime, I guess.
Anime.
An otaku, essentially. So there's that. That's the thing. A large chunk of the episodes kind of talk about different tropes and ideas about anime, and makes a lot of references to actual anime, although in a very way that avoids Japanese copyright law.
Yep, you can't use the actual name, but just something that looks very similar.
Yeah, they can get around that. But it's talking about a lot of the tropes of anime and like basically why they like anime. Why do people like anime? Essentially, that's what it is. That's
it's a love letter to
crux
anime
of the show. It's about being a fan of anime. And then, more comes into play, including, like, in the first episode, Minoa meets Neko Senpai, who is a talking cat.
Yep.
That's not normal.
That's not normal.
She, has a very understandable reaction to said talking cat, which is freaking out. Also, she finds a red beret, but then just loses it, but whatever, who cares? That's not important.
Yeah, the red beret has absolutely no importance.
So that's the whole thing. And the other thing is all the characters in the club all kind of represent different types of old fandom. You got Minoa, who's new to it.
she's new to the whole Weeaboo thing.
Well, for her otaku, because she's Japanese.
For her otaku, but
you got her. You got Arisu, who's kind of likes more of the slice of life and moe stuff. So that would be stuff like K-On, Lucky Star. And I'm going to old stuff, so people are like, "What are you talking about?"
K-On, Lucky Star, two things I know of and have not seen.
Yeah. Very moe. Miko likes light novels, but then also watches the anime adaptations of those light novels.
Yep.
Because for her, it's like I like to compare the differences between the two.
Yep, and you get the inevitable arguments over which is better.
Mm-hmm. Now we'll think, because Miko reads the novels first, then watches the anime, and Arisu, she watches the anime, and if she likes it enough, she'll go check out the novels.
Yep.
And so she goes backwards, which is what a lot of people do, because that's kind of a lot of the anime adaptations are doing, is they're trying to get people interested in the light novel / manga.
Yep. And it's usually easier, because visual mediums are usually easier to consume.
Mm-hmm. Kai is very much he's a chuny, and he's also very much into that sort of anime that all has that sort of thing. So mecha, big shonen fights, weird supernatural stuff, the stuff that chunis tend to gravitate towards.
Yep.
Nakano likes idol anime.
God, who would ever like those?
Speaking of, actually, the Live Ninjagazaki started airing. I watched the first episode already. I'm already kind of...
Season 2 started airing.
Season 2 started airing, and I'm already kind of... I'm very hopeful, because there's stuff going on. We'll get to that when we get to that, which will be in a few months from now. But we'll get to it. There's stuff going on. And then, Erika, she's a cosplayer.
Yep. And,
so she... there's her whole thing, but she just watches anime. She likes to cosplay a lot of the characters, and that's a thing. Then you got Yui Oboda, who's not Ubata, who's not in the club at all, but she's a friend of Minoa and frequently appears for reasons.
It's a weird one.
It's a weird running joke.
Yeah. She's always in the bumpers.
Possibly the idea would be that someone who works, it's a weird meta joke of someone who likes the anime, likes this weird side character a lot.
That never is important.
This isn't actually important. But yeah, that's the crux of it, is these characters talk about anime into a depth, and Minoa is more or less representing the person, like a lot of these sort of things, like a lot of hobby anime and whatnot, is the newbie who doesn't know anything about it, is supposed to be learning with the audience of sorts of all this stuff. Like they even talk about things like we've kind of employed the 3-episode rule.
Yep.
Although they kind of condemn it, I noticed, which is
they do.
Yeah, listen, if I don't like it, I'm not going to keep watching just because they worked hard on it. It doesn't matter at that point. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm dropping it.
Yeah.
But also this came out, it's interesting. There's a way, in a sense, this anime is kind of dated itself. It came out in the fall of 2017, so at this point it's almost 5 years old. But it was talking about how they were watching all the anime on that was airing. But the thing is, things have changed. Anime used to be like you'd have like maybe a dozen new anime every season. Now we're easily getting 20-something new anime per season, plus sequels and continuation and things that are ongoing.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder to keep up with all of it.
Yep.
We're talking about like you're watching like 4 anime a day just to keep up with it. And on top of that, if you're brand new to it, a lot of otaku, they have this otaku and weebs tend to just think, you need to watch this, and this, all these old anime. It's like,
which is exactly what
where's the time for all of this?
Yeah, you need to watch this, and it's just like a room full of DVDs.
Yeah, this is essential. This is essential watching. This is a lot.
This is a lot.
I expect you to be done by tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, which is literally what happened here. What Arisu did to Manoa. Just here's a huge pile. You need to watch all of this.
But yeah, they talk about the 3-episode rule. They talk about some of the work that goes into it. In general, there's just what they love about this particular aspects they like and everything.
Yeah, it was like the one arc later in where they try and make an anime.
Yeah, that's one of the things.
Or they make you realize just how difficult it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was also the whole thing with Kai and him assuming that Miko has a crush on him.
Oh, right. That whole thing.
And he's, of course, applying all the anime romance tropes to it. And we see that it turns out Miko assumes that Kai and Nakano have a very special connection because it turns out she's a bit of a fujoshi.
Yep.
And she misinterprets, several of their interactions. Goes, oh my god. So it's fangirling a little.
Yep. And she's,
kind of shows the danger of trying to apply stuff directly to real life.
Exactly. Like the whole shipper thing. Don't ship real people.
Weird.
It gets weird.
VTubers are in a weird category. Don't worry about that.
VTubers are in a weird category because they're playing a character.
But also not. But also themselves.
But also,
but then they also got the VTubers encouraging it, so okay.
Yeah, that's one of those things like, if someone is uncomfortable with it, you should just stop immediately. And don't just do it offhand. Yeah, it's weird. Don't ship real people.
Yeah, there's several other things, like they have the problem of they're constantly butting heads with the student council.
Right. Which is a common trope.
Tsubaki Akabane, which of itself, they kind of even commented on that.
Yeah.
That this is just like anime.
It's just like my Japanese anime.
Yeah, Tsubaki Akabane is the student council president, and is very much apparently used to be friends with Erica, as we find out. They cosplayed together and everything, but now she's like, the anime club must shut down. And, her and her council keep trying to shut it down, and we find out the reason why very late. It's kind of odd in itself. There's also the episode where they go to Comiket.
Yep. That's a fun one.
The Comiket is a big deal, and it's a weird deal, and they also meet someone.
Yep.
Bebe Yang.
Yep.
Who's from Beijing. And then she winds up transferring into, I guess, the same school as Minoa's sister. All right.
which is Maya.
Maya.
Yeah, Maya.
Yeah, she's an older sister in 3rd year. Also, Minoa's parents.
Minoa's.
We keep seeing these. We keep seeing initially when Minoa mentions anime at home, her dad just kind of keeps getting these looks.
Yeah.
And then find out her dad's an otaku.
Yep.
And was actually at Comic-Con with her. He just didn't, for some reason, she just didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Yep.
His wife, her mom just revealed it just casually, like, yeah. Oh, you don't know this, but your dad's an otaku. And then he's just utterly devastated because he's trying to hide that.
He's trying to hide his power level from his daughter.
He's a huge otaku. She's
huge
like,
otaku.
yeah, he's a dork, but I love him.
He's a dork. Yeah, and apparently he's a line worker at Comic-Con. He was there. He showed up in that episode.
Yep, that's what they're saying. It's so that's a lot of. They talk about just anime in general. It's just it is essentially a love letter to anime, and it's because of that. It does talks about a lot of the stuff. You got they even kind of poke at themselves. There's a ton of they reference tons of big things. They reference Evangelion, Sailor Moon, Konosuba, Ray Zero,
Madoka,
Gundam.
I think Madoka made
Madoka popped up. Man, it's just like
just all
Dragon Ball. Just tons of stuff, even stuff I only recognize because of other people.
Yeah, it just references all of it, but also not like it's not really annoyingly blatant references. It all fits
because they are referencing specific things and whatnot.
Yeah,
and then that's the thing is eventually one of the big things is later on, of course, as you mentioned earlier, they started making an anime themselves because they're the school festival. And well, again, they started making ones. Like, yeah, it's hard, but they really, really want to do it. And they know it's hard, but they're doing it anyway. They're trying to get all this different, like, all the things they like individually about anime, trying to shove them all into this one thing. Which, in the end, it kind of becomes this utter mess of a thing. And they also the problem that you hit a lot of roadblocks, including, hey, guess what? They are all of a sudden all this help they recruited to get it going suddenly is drying up.
Yep.
Like all of a sudden they're all like warned off by someone.
It was,
but they managed to finish it anyway, and they premiere it, even though they had to kind of do some weird solutions, like having part of what was supposed to be the ending being a live singing instead.
Yep.
And then they did a more of an idol performance,
basically.
Which so they got all these things in there, and they it went over well, but then the club got disbanded. And turns out because Nakano betrayed them.
Yep.
He helped them get disbanded. And turns out, it's a weird thing. Turns out their principal was the one. Yeah, it turns out the principal was the one who stepped in and said, no, the anime club must be disbanded. And then trying to plead with him to, give him back the club and everything. They find out that, and Minoa finds out that he was the one who made the anime that she watched as a kid.
Yep.
And there was a big, huge search. Like everyone's it's like searching online for this crap anime.
Yeah.
Like, hey, listen, we need to help find this crap anime. Someone eventually found it.
Yep.
Some dork somewhere eventually found out what it was, and she mentions it, and how much she loved it, and he's just confused because he knew it was, it was poorly received.
Yep.
And he was just talking. His whole thing was like he was talking about how, he's like, why would you? He's like, basically also criticizing what they made for this festival. and she's like he's trying to dissuade her from following down the same path he did, but she's just like taking notes. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, we'll have to improve that in the future.
Yep.
It's like, what?
That wasn't the goal.
No. But yeah, it's just a weird thing. Including this one was weird. This episode is almost like love for anime. Yes, even when it's bad.
Even when it's bad. And that was like, we got the entire internet searching for this one anime, and they found it, and it all of a sudden brought a whole bunch of people back.
Yep.
And that was a final turning point for the principal. And look out the window, and there's a huge group of people declaring their love for this one episode of this crappy anime he made.
Yeah, because that was the thing. It was canceled off one episode, which is very rare.
Yeah. Because usually you already have a bunch made before you even air the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
and then it gets weird.
And then eventually the club gets reinstated as well. And then other clubs start, coming to the anime club for advice, which is odd in of itself because they kind of offer weird over-the-top anime advice, which should not apply that much in real life, but then
It
starts to work. And then things get really out of control. Minoa starts noting things are not right. Like the first she notices that everything, like this anime logic seems to be, people really are really gung-ho about this anime logic, which shouldn't be working.
But
and then she starts seeing things which are freaking her out, like her family looks wrong.
Yep.
Or she walks into a literal text.
Yep.
And or the screen shrinking and
Yep.
what is going on? It's scary. Yeah, so what she finds out eventually, actually anime is real. It's from another world. They're doing that whole thing. I don't know if you know that weird theory people throw out, which is fiction comes from another world. Just somehow the writers of it somehow make a connection to that world.
Yep.
Which is always a thing. Yeah, so the anime is real. And there's like there's a closet in the anime club room, which she opened. There was nothing in there except a chair, a cat, and a beret.
And some drawings.
Yeah, and some drawings, which actually later inspired them for their anime. But turns out that was when she opened that door, she's letting more or less the anime world bleed into the real world. And turns out Nakano was very much doing this on purpose, because apparently all he wants is his name to be pronounced differently.
Because apparently Nakano is from the anime world.
Yes, as well. And apparently he's been there for several times in the other versions of the anime club from the years prior.
Yep.
Oh. Oh no. Anyway, yeah, the whole world starts falling apart because the anime world is invading, and eventually they have to fix it.
Yeah,
and
that's what the red beret shows up again. Turns out the red beret is important.
Yeah,
it gives you power.
Power to alter the world.
And it was given to some rando and started adding anime to basically everything, and then the narrator just killed him. That
getting real meta.
Literally the narrator just killed the dude with the beret. That was the solution. Death by narrator, and then Nakano picks up the beret.
Yeah, the whole world's messed up, and Minoa becomes a bit of a pariah for a while because she doesn't love anime.
Yep.
She's criticizing the anime, and everyone else is just kind of like, this is normal though.
Yep. No, it's not.
Then she's able to break through, including thanks to her own creation.
Yeah.
Able to break through and fix it, and everything gets. And then it's a weird thing because it gets all reset. Like it all resets back to the beginning of the anime, except now she's always been a fan of anime.
Yep.
And that closet is now just a storage room for a bunch of anime stuff.
Yep. And the anime club was never disbanded, and it still exists. And there's a new person in there that we haven't seen before, and the student council. So now you got
Minoa and Arisu's first meeting is like, Arisu, do you like anime? Oh, I love anime.
Yep.
And also Arisu has a butler, who she just snaps her fingers, and he's just there.
It's just there. It's
giving her exactly what she wants. And then, well, of course, when the anime stuff takes over, Butler turns into a maid.
Of course.
Young maid, of course. Just because, it's a weird thing there. Just because, anime trope.
Yep, anime trope. Gotta have the maid. Maids.
Yeah, what do you want, a maid or a butler? Yeah, so that's a whole thing there. It's weird. It's resets like that at the end.
It's just a happy ending, I guess.
It's just so kind of weird. Just resets to, and then all of a sudden she just loves anime instead of. And it's also like the bit where she's, I don't want to be a character in this shitty anime.
Yep.
I just love that bit. That's just a great one.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing because like a large chunk of it, because like the first 2/3 are one thing where it is kind of like just talking about the anime tropes and stuff, and then the last third it's where the thing goes off the rails.
Yep.
And then it's like it becomes anime. The anime becomes an anime. What?
Yeah, it just throws the fourth wall to the wind and goes hyper meta. It's like the writers in anime just went, okay, we got our point across in the 2/3. Let's have fun.
Yeah, like the art style would change. They actually did the thing where it's like, it's very subtle. I don't even notice until all of a sudden, I remember the first time I watched it, it's a 16:9 presentation as slowly the borders shrink down to 4:3. And I didn't even notice when I was watching. I was kind of plot until she walked out of the frame, and I went, "What? When that happen? When that happened?"
It was very well done.
It's just so slow. Until she walked out, I just didn't even occur to me that it just, I didn't see it.
Didn't see it because it went so slowly. That's why.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden she walks out of frame, and then what? And then I backed up and watched it. Oh my God, it is shrinking.
Yep. Also, it helps that she freaked out too
Yeah,
when she walked off frame.
Because she's like, I was just in a void. I don't know what happened. I'm scared. Or like her walking into the text, like it was saying or whatever. It was like saying the date or whatever. She just walked into the way school. Yep. And the next time she just pushes it out of her way. And stuff like corrupting, like Yui, the other girl, just all of a sudden getting the entire OP to herself.
Yep.
And
that running joke got even bigger.
Yeah, just everything. Yeah, just these random focuses for no real reason.
Yep.
It's just odd.
Yep. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. Particularly those last few episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's like they got their main point of talking about anime across in the first 2/3 and then just went, let's have fun.
Yeah.
And just everything to the wind, let's just go for it. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Very, very tongue-in-cheek.
And it also works with the characters themselves are fairly different as well. So because of that, they're not all the same. It shows that there are many aspects to loving anime. You don't have to love all of it for real. You can have very particular preferences. Yep. It's okay if you don't like mecha, that's fine. If you don't like slice of life, that's fine. There's probably anime for you because they talk about all the different anime, the sports anime, the slice of life, light idol, mecha, shonen, so on and so forth.
One thing they didn't like make fun of people, or they didn't really bring up the creepy side of things too, which is probably for the better.
For the most part, I mean, they did have their bathhouse episode, which was also the one where Kay had assumed that it was or Kai assumed it was Miko was
right. There was that whole thing.
It was a goofy one. That was a kind of a weird parody of the usual, because they very much blatantly brought up the fans everything thing right there. They very much blatantly brought it up and showed it. It's like, did you have to? Nah, I'll give you a pass this time.
I'll give you a pass. That was funny. The god rays.
Yep, literal. It's like literal rays. God rays. Like they just somehow they're there.
Yep.
And they're like, because like, oh my gosh, and then turns out it was the flashlight, and then the butler then turns off the flashlight. And, oh no. We can see everything of him.
Yeah, but like creepy otakus.
Yeah.
The topic of creepy otakus didn't really come up much.
Yeah, and it's surprising. Again, they probably better. Because, that would make anime look bad.
It would.
So, yeah, this was created by W-Toon Studio, I believe.
W-Toon Studio, Yamuri TV Enterprise.
WoW World. That's a DMM Pictures and WoW World. That was the original version.
DMM Future Works.
Yeah, DMM Hoof.
JY Animation.
Let's see.
WoW World.
Yeah, so that's one thing. The VAs... The funny thing, Minoa is voiced by Kaede Hondo, who's the voice actress for Sakura Minamoto in Zombieland Saga. I was like, I know that voice.
I know this.
It's Sakura.
Yep.
Arisu Kamaguchi. Arisu was voiced by Sayaka Senbongi. Let's see what I'm trying to see if I can find anything I recognize. Let's see. Attack on Titan apparently. JoJo. Oh boy. Timer got reincarnated as a slime. Magia Record.
Oh.
Izumi. Huh. Oh, Pokemon. Demon Girl Next Door. Oh, Wasteful Days of High School Girl. I know that one. You haven't seen it, but that's a fun one. Yeah, she's only been active for a few years.
Fate.
Let's see. Miko was voiced by Hisako Tojo. I'm trying to see you. Yuri. Oh, very minor role there.
Lead out. Supporting role in the Lead Alley one that's airing.
Hisako?
Huh?
I'm talking about Hisako right now.
Yeah, Hisako. Plays a supporting...
Oh, she's in the Love Live movie. Love Live School Idol movie. Junta Terashima. That's Nakano. He hasn't done a whole lot. Oh, Chen Can Study. I've seen that. I've not seen that, but I know about... Oh, Baruto.
Baruto.
Yeah, he hasn't done a whole lot.
Love Live. Yeah.
No, Ryui is voiced by Rei Takahashi. Yay. Oh, that's a lot.
There's a lot here.
No more JoJo. School Live.
Yuru Camp.
School Live. Mickey.
Yuru Camp. The movie.
Oh yeah, Rie. She was the one who liked to read in School Live, the zombie apocalypse one. She was the one they had rescued from the mall.
Oh.
She's that. Let's see. Oh, Digimon. Oh, Konosuba. Megumin. That's right. She's Megumin.
Megumin.
Yep. Yeah. Anna. Oh. She's magical Spec Ops Asuka. As Nozomi, the girl who got tortured and had to have her mind wiped.
Oh boy.
No, also isolated high school girls.
Oh,
Let's
hey.
see.
Rie Takahashi was in Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon Eternal Movie 2. Supporting role for Vesves.
Yep.
Movie 1 and 2. And Eurocamp.
No, she's not me. But Erika Anju Inami, who is known for being Chica in Love Live Sunshine. That's one of her biggest roles. Let's see. I found that everyone else is kind of minor characters, so I'm not going to get too into that. But yeah. Those are a lot of characters like, oh, hey, I know that voice.
I know this voice.
I know that character. Just, the Leonardo DiCaprio gift. Just.
Yep.
In the end, that was what I was thinking of. Yeah, it's just interesting how it is very much a love letter to anime itself. And because it's very much focuses on the positives for the most part. Just what it means to be a fan of it. Their trip to Akihabara as well. They
yes, Aki.
Yep.
Akiba.
Yeah, their trip to Comiket. There's the whole ending sequence, and
stay hydrated.
It's generally fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun time. I'm surprised it's got a bit of a middling reception.
0.38 on my anime list.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a fun time. Again, the novelty of it, I think it alone makes it worth checking out.
Yeah.
Because it sounds absurd. It's like, you say it's an anime about anime.
It is.
Huh?
It's tongue-in-cheek, and you take it at that.
It's a bit goofy, and it's clear, it's one of those things that makes it clear, they like, it's just about liking anime. That's what it's about. Liking anime. And like if you're here watching it, you probably already like anime, don't you?
No. God. Who watches anime?
Anime is trash. Is for a mistake. It's nothing but trash.
Anime was a mistake.
Nothing but trash. Yeah. So it's just a fun time, honestly. It's worth checking out. And I probably should actually mention what the weird anime that Minoa watched as a kid was. It basically had a robot and a singing girl and like angels and
it was a mishmash of a whole bunch of different genres, and it was sort of the inspiration for the anime that they made, which is why the principal was like, and it became that.
Yep. It's just kind of, it's a weird thing in general.
Yep.
I guess that's it for this one.
Yep.
Yeah, more or less. Fun times.
Fun times.
Yeah, if you want to check out other episodes, you can do so at newtoweeaboo.libsyn.com. That's spelled Libsyn. And all one word. You can check out new episodes there and subscribe to the RSS feed if you like. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and YouTube. Search for New to Weeaboo in any of those and subscribe. All of those, except for the Amazon one, are buttons at the top of the Libsyn site as well. If you like, just keep up with us that way. You can also contact us via email or newtoweeaboo@gmail.com if you have questions or anime recommendations or criticisms or whatever. Have you seen Anime-Gataris? Gataris? Have you seen it? Did you like it? Is there some reason why it's bad? I don't know.
It's horrible. How dare you?
Everything's bad.
Everything is.
Our opinions are always wrong. It's always wrong.
It's always wrong.
Which means Magica is terrible, right? There's people out there who say that.
There's people who will disagree with anything you say.
Exactly.
Some people just have bad
Anyway,
taste.
that's the thing. So you can email us that way. You can also contact us on Twitter or at newtoweeaboo if you want to follow us there and whatnot. Or also personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. He's at Alcatraz717 and an underscore at the end. I've been watching Transformers animated because I realized, like, can you do that?
So I've been kind of a prerequisite for you.
Yeah, I should have been doing that 15 years ago, but I had that knee-jerk reaction of it looks bad. I hate it. Because the style was very different.
Yeah, this is different. Different is bad.
Yeah, so that was the thing, and I've been enjoying it actually. I'm kind of wish I saw it sooner. Yeah, but that's it for this one. Tune in next time. We'll be kind of continuing this theme of anime love letters to anime, because we're going to be talking about Keep Your Hands Off Azoken.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to that,
I
because
haven't
it's
seen that one yet. And
it's
I've heard lots
interesting.
of good things.
We'll also probably bring up this one, Anime-Gataris, in comparison, just because some similarities there.
Okay.
That's it for this. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you tune in next time. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.
Bye.